Fun or Not, MMORPGs edition from Nixxiom. Talking about all the MMOs. Now, we all know I only play one MMO, okay? There's only one I play. But let's see what he has to say about the others. I've always had a little bit of interest in some others, just never actually went forth and played. Let's see.
This is fun/not fun, MMOs edition. Let's log in and let's rustle some feathers, shall we? Final Fantasy XIV, fun. The MMO that has been on a journey of redemption after its initial failure has finally,
the fact this game came back says a lot about the dev team. They really did revamp this game with a cataclysm, essentially.
Found success with a fantastic and immersive storyline, engaging gameplay, a vibrant community. It's not hard to have fun with Final Fantasy XIV. The game also is visually stunning. It also has an amazing soundtrack that adds to the overall experience. If you haven't given it a chance yet, go check out some Final Fantasy XIV.
I've thought about playing
World of Warcraft Classic, fun. Going back to where it all started with World of Warcraft Classic. It's a fun and it's a nostalgic experience. The game's challenging.
Look, I've never actually wanted to go back and play Classic. I've been playing since 2005. I played Classic when it was live. It was live, WoW. So I've never really wanted to go back and play. I don't know, some people enjoy the nostalgia trip. I will say, watching people do the hard mode leveling shit has intrigued me. It actually has gotten me, like, should I do it? I've been thinking about it lately. The whole hard mode leveling thing, it seems fun. If you don't know what it is, basically you level up, and if you die, you got to delete the character. And your goal is to get to cap level. I've been enjoying watching people do it, and I've thought about doing it myself. I just haven't.
Sense of progression that's very rewarding. The leveling experience is engaging. The end game content is enjoyable.
Star Wars: The Old Republic,
is also active and welcoming, making for a great social experience.
I'm sure he's going to talk about it.
And also, the classic WoW hardcore scene is just blowing up recently. If you're not playing WoW Classic right now, it's a great time.
Hardcore, yeah. The hardcore shit is
to jump in.
Sam Squad
in a
hardcore
Online,
maybe.
Fun. Elder Scrolls Online takes the beloved world of Tamriel and turns it into an MMORPG. The game has a fantastic story.
One thing about Elder Scrolls that I will say, lore-wise, I think it's right up there with World of Warcraft. I know people are going to say, wow, lore is kind of shit. I enjoy the overall arching story of World of Warcraft. Maybe not the little details. They kind of fuck that up sometimes. But I think Elder Scrolls has some really good lore. I've just never played the MMO.
Storytelling system. It's not linear in the slightest, and the questing experience is very immersive. This is a game that also allows for a lot of player choice when it comes to character creation and development, making for this very unique experience for each and every player. The game's mechanics are also enjoyable. It provides a good amount of challenge and reward. There are certainly some criticisms to be said about Elder Scrolls Online, and I've made videos about it, but I think if you give this game a proper chance, you'll find that it's a lot of fun. Guild Wars 2, fun. It's an MMORPG that, like ESO, it offers a ton of player freedom. The game's world is vast, full of exploration opportunities.
You know why I thought about playing Guild Wars before? Because it's free to play. I legitimately thought about playing Guild Wars at one point. Legit. Like, I was very close to installing, and then I didn't do it that day, and I just never went back around to do it. But, yeah, Guild Wars 2 free to play. Hey, everyone knows Blizzard got dragon riding from Guild Wars, right? I never played it, but I did see the similarities. Quite similar.
Opportunities and the combat system in this game. It's engaging and a ton of fun. Guild Wars 2 also has an excellent storyline, immersive lore. The game, it encourages cooperation between players, and it offers a lot of unique activities like jumping puzzles and world events. And let me tell you, if you've never done a jumping puzzle in Guild Wars 2, be prepared to have your patience tested as you mess up over and over. But man, is it a great time. Zygor, fun. If you're a World of Warcraft player, it's the #1 add-on for leveling guides, achievement farming, pet, mount collecting, you name it. Check out Zygor down in the description below. Big shout out to Zygor.
Gnome version of Alexstrasza? My God. Weebs are gonna weep, man. Weebs are gonna, oh my God. Look at that. It's a gnome Alexstrasza. The end times are near, people.
Big shout out to Zygor for sponsoring the channel. These guys are awesome.
Exists.
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
There it is.
Fun. Set in the iconic Star Wars universe, this MMORPG has a great story, engaging characters, and fun gameplay mechanics. Players will get to choose between light and dark side choices throughout their adventure, and these choices have
cool.
real consequences on the game's overall story. Star Wars: The Old Republic is also, if you didn't know, very well known for its most unique feature, which is fully voiced dialogue for all of its quests.
Right.
If you've never played through Star Wars: The Old Republic just to enjoy the class,
you don't gotta download an add-on for it. It's there.
You should give it a chance. Black Desert Online, not fun. While this MMO has beautiful graphics and an interesting combat system, it does have some serious issues.
I remember people were tripping over the graphics of this game when it was coming out. People were like, oh shit, it's the next chapter of MMOs, Black Desert Online. Yeah, no fuck.
With its pay-to-win mechanics. Players who are willing to spend real money, they can get significant advantages over those who do not, which can make the game feel unfair and frustrating. The game's grindy nature can also make it feel like more of a chore to play, with little payoff for the time invested. Black Desert Online, just not very fun. Modern World of Warcraft, fun. It's a game that's been around for years, and with each new expansion, the game evolves and changes. The modern version of World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, at least right now, the game's pretty good. The Evoker is an okay addition to the game in terms of a class, but really the modern...
I'll be honest, Evokers are okay. I'm not shitting on anyone playing Evoker, but of all like the hero-esque classes added to the game, I don't know if Evokers are considered a hero class, are they? They probably are, because they don't start at level 1, but they're the least cool. I'm just gonna put it out there. Death Knights are obviously number 1. They're the best hero class / any class added to the game ever. You got Death Knights, you got Demon Hunters, you got Monks. I don't think Monks count as a hero class, first of all, because they do start at level 1. And then you got Evokers. I don't know, man. I kind of think Evokers are 4th on that list. Yeah, there's no cat girls. Yeah.
World of Warcraft game
it's a negative,
shines just because of the Dragon Isles.
What are we gonna do?
The factions to interact with, all the stuff that there is to do.
Says the guy that only knows how to play one spec.
The raids have been good so far. Modern World of Warcraft
I did used to
is
play
in a good
Frost,
place right now, and hopefully Blizzard keeps it there, because Blizzard is known for messing things up. RuneScape,
but Evokers
fun.
are bloodlust.
It's a classic MMO that's been around since 2001. And over the years, it has changed a lot, but it still maintains its unique charm and gameplay mechanics. The game is known for its quests, for the wild, for farming cow.
What is this? There's like a 3D version of RuneScape now? What is this? The RuneScape I know is the top-down, very shitty blocked graphic. I mean, you'll see it again here in a second.
Scamming.
This is the RuneScape I know. What is this? What is this shit? I've never seen this. The new school RuneScape? Okay, they got old school and new school.
For scamming people.
I've actually heard that, but I didn't realize there was that big of a difference. What the fuck is this?
Right. The game also features a diverse set of skills to level up, including
this is I've seen my little brother play RuneScape.
Gathering, you name it. The best part about RuneScape, though, is the community for being welcoming and helpful to new players.
Classic version of RuneScape, I guess.
Very easy game to get into. Overall, RuneScape, it's fun. It's a classic MMO with a loyal fan base and a unique gameplay experience. Lord of the Rings Online, fun. If you're a fan of Tolkien's Middle-earth, this game is a must-play.
I love Lord of the Rings. The reason, I think, like many people, the reason I started playing World of Warcraft was because Lord of the Rings had come out around that same time. Lord of the Rings was my intro into fantasy worlds, and I loved it. And I freaking saw World of Warcraft as my chance to play in the world of Lord of the Rings, right? I wanted to be a hunter, just so I could be an elf with a bow and shoot that shit. That was my fantasy. I started playing WoW because of Lord of the Rings. So the Lord of the Rings MMO, when it was coming out, I was kind of excited about it. I just never did. I never tried it. Made my Night Elf hunt. There you go, Daydream Saint. I think so many of us just wanted to be Legolas. So many people made Night Elf hunters because of that. But yeah, Lord of the Rings
I'll say, though, that if you've read the books, you will enjoy this game way more. The world is massive. It's well crafted. The attention to detail is insane. The music is fantastic. The voice acting's top-notch whenever it pops up. The game really immerses you into the world of Middle-earth if you take the time to read the quests and understand what's going on. The story of this game will immediately
Maybe
pull
tomorrow
you
on Raw, I
right
don't
into
know.
the books.
Maybe.
You'll run into
We'll see.
memorable characters. There's
We're gonna do
plenty
Mythic
of
Plus today.
content
We'll see
to
if we
keep
get
you
into raid.
busy, and the community is friendly and helpful. I have had a great time playing Lord of
'Cause
the
they
Rings
contain
Online
pets.
over the years. Highly recommend it. Warhammer Online, not fun. This is a game that had a lot of potential.
The one MMO that I ever purchased besides World of Warcraft, right here. Right here, Warhammer Online. Now, I take that back, actually. I did buy City of Heroes. I think I played City of Heroes for 1 week. And it was janked as shit, so I never played it again. You're talking about a very young Sam here. I did play City of Heroes. He's probably not even going to talk about that game, because I believe that game is gone. They killed the servers for it. Warhammer Online was the only other MMO that I legitimately gave a shot besides World of Warcraft. Played it for 1 month. Never played it again. It was... the game felt empty. It felt empty. I felt like I was playing by myself. And if I want to play by myself, I'll just go grab some lotion and tissues. It just didn't feel like an MMO. The concept was cool. The game, not so much.
But it failed to deliver on many levels.
Yeah.
The PvP system was very unbalanced. The end game was lacking. The game was plagued
The
by...
coolest part about Warhammer Online to me was the open world shit. Besides raiding, that's why I'm excited for Farak Assaults. Besides raiding, open world content is my favorite kind of content in an MMO, because that's what an MMO is. It's a massive multiplayer. I want to feel like I'm playing with a lot of people. That's why I like open world content. And Warhammer promised a lot of great open world content where like zones would suddenly have shit happening in them and everyone would go there. The problem is nobody went. I don't know. There's nothing going on. It felt like things would happen. I'd just be doing this shit by myself.
By bugs and performance issues.
There were a lot of
classes
bugs.
Were not well balanced. The game also suffered from a lack of content updates. There was a lot going wrong with Warhammer Online.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying everything was bad. There were some fun aspects to this game. I did have fun playing it back in the day, but overall, it was a disappointment and it's not fun. Dungeons and Dragons Online. Fun.
Yeah.
If you're somebody that you play D&D in real life and you're just like, man,
How was the Dungeons and Dragons show? Anybody watch that thing? Or the movie, right? It was a movie. Sorry. How was the Dungeons and Dragons movie? Should I watch that? I never watched it. It kind of looks cool.
Play an MMO version of Dungeons and Dragons. This is it. This is the MMO that brings D&D to the digital world. The character creation system is deep. It allows for a ton of customization.
Scuffed, though.
The quests and dungeons are well designed. The combat is satisfying. The game also has a strong emphasis on teamwork and encourages players to work together. The game is also regularly updated with new content,
Yeah, no,
so there's always something to look forward to. If you go and read through the Steam reviews, they're all mostly positive. It's a fun MMO. Star Wars Galaxies. Fun. Bet you didn't expect this one.
Wait up, what the hell? Wait, there's 2 Star Wars MMOs? There are 2 active Star Wars MMOs right now? I knew the Old Republic, but what is this?
List. This game was ahead of its time, with a deep crafting system and player-driven economy. Star Wars Galaxies also allowed
Teamwork,
a lot
yes.
in terms of customization, in terms of character creation and progression. The community is great. The people who played this game were the biggest Star Trek fans out there, and it created a true sense of community and collaboration. There were player-owned houses, vehicles.
They got player housing.
The game did have flaws, like a lack of endgame content, but overall it was a great experience. It is a shame, though, that the whole combat update patch ruined the game back in the day, and ultimately the servers were shut down. But there are servers out there that emulate the original game as it was.
So it's not an active MMO. Okay, that's what I thought.
Or the combat patch update. And if you're ever feeling very nostalgic for an old as dirt MMO, you should check out Star Wars Galaxies. WildStar. Fun.
WildStar. Is WildStar still around? Because this one got me excited. I was excited for WildStar when it was coming out. I remember watching shit about it all the time, and I was like, oh, this looks like it's going to be a good MMO. What?
Remember that game that we all played, and we were like, yeah, WildStar, this is great, and we played it.
It was the first MMO that kind of had that WoW art style to it, too.
And we loved the combat, and we loved the art style.
Very excited,
it was awesome.
King Julian.
And then we all quit for one reason or another. So many players.
Scuffed Anduin?
loved WildStar, but never stuck with it. And yet every time WildStar is brought up in conversation, people say, yeah, I remember
Great
that game.
MMO.
That game was awesome, but I
Yeah.
never really played it much.
I know,
Such a
neither did I.
strange MMO. Very odd. Maybe it's the fact that the game didn't take itself too seriously from a lore standpoint. Maybe it was the graphics. Maybe it was the lack of endgame content and regular patches. I don't know. What's the deal with WildStar? It's like that oddity in the MMO world, but it was fun. Bless Unleashed. Not
I don't
fun.
think we're gonna do
This is an
Mythic
MMO
Raid
that had a
before
lot of hype before its release, but
reset.
ultimately it fell short. The game had
What?
a lot of bugs.
Wait a minute, I missed it. What was it?
Ultimately,
Honorable mention here. What did he say? Blessed Unleashed.
Bless
I've never heard of it.
Unleashed. Not fun. This is an MMO that had a lot of hype before its release, but
Never heard of it.
ultimately it fell short. The game had a lot of bugs, a lot of issues that made it unenjoyable to play. The game's
Yeah.
mechanics were clunky. The combat system was at times unresponsive, although the combat in this game is pretty cool. The
It's a
game
Korean
also
MMO.
had a lot of
Say less.
pay-to-win
Yeah.
mechanics,
already
sort
not
of, just a
interested.
lot of convenient stuff that made it easier to do stuff in the game that really frustrated a lot of the player base.
Yeah,
Overall,
okay.
Bless Unleashed, it's a game that, yeah, there are
The hell
some
is that?
cool things
Scuffs and
about it,
Burgosa?
but compared to other MMOs, it's just not very fun.
Okay.
So out of the 13 MMOs in this list anyway, I know that I missed some MMOs. 10 were fun, and 3 were not fun.
Two of
What
the 10
can I
were
say?
WoW.
I love MMOs, and I tend to find
So
a
do
lot
I.
of joy in all the ones that I play. Thanks for watching, guys.
If I ever play anything else on this channel, you best believe it'll still be an MMO. I will never play anything else but MMOs. I don't know. The thing about video games is it's like a time investment. I hate investing my time in anything that's just going to be like for naught. And MMOs to me are the best return on investment when it comes to a game. So, this was a good video. I enjoyed it. Who knows? I think the MMOs that are like to be determined really. By the way, he didn't even put New World on there. I just realized that. Poor New World didn't even get mentioned. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yep. I was gonna say, there's that, I mean, the Riot MMO is an obvious one. You know, the whole League of Legends MMO, that's gonna be huge. I think it's got the best shot at any MMO ever of legitimately becoming a direct rival to WoW. I would play it if it's good, but we'll see. The question is, will it be good?